Hello everyone, I am Gavin and it is Friday, and that can only mean that it's time for Free App Friday, where I take you through all of the free games that are worth having for your iPad, because there's a lot that are not. Let's just jump right in this week. So first up is a game that I have been very much enjoying called Joust Legend. This is a jousting game, medieval jousting, two knights running at each other with big sticks on horseback. Running on horseback's a bit odd. You know what I mean though. So, very interesting. I love jousting. I thought that jousting would make a great idea for a game. I've been trying to think of one for ages, and this company did a very good job. It used to be a pay app. It's now been moved to free. That is my only problem with it, is the implementation of the in-app purchases are a bit off. They're really too expensive. The in-app purchases are very expensive for microtransactions, but I didn't find it necessary to use any of them. You can earn money very easily, but that's just something you should be aware of. For example, I know a lot of people let their kids play the game. The kids figure out the password for the in-app purchases. All of a sudden, they've spent $50 on a free game. So just watch out for that. Other than that, really great game. The entire game's based off of moving sliders around with your finger. The longer you hold down on tap the screen, etc., etc. Those kind of controls where all you're doing is tapping the screen intermittently. But you get a lot of fine control. You can practice the game. You can wind up putting your lance exactly where you want it on your opponent. Very satisfying. It uses a point-based system, which is more similar to how real medieval jousting would have worked, as opposed to simply trying to dehorse your opponent. That is my other problem with the game, is dehorsing your opponent is only sort of a viable option. I believe they should have implemented it better where you could have both. You can go for the big score or do the riskier thing where you're trying to dehorse your opponent and getting the lower score. As it stands now, getting the high score really is the only viable way to win. That being said, it does add a lot of little details. It gives you power-ups that you can use at the beginning of each stage, which are also easy to earn. I didn't feel the need to buy power-ups at any point. But it gives you the choice to use power-ups, and then choose whether you want to use a power-up to go for the easy target, or use another power-up and go for the hard-to-hit target like the head or the plume. Everything really interesting amount of strategy. The combat does kind of come down to the last hit, though. If you can get a good, solid, high-scoring hit on the last round, you're going to win. So, you know, there's some issues with the scoring system, but overall, great game. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. I definitely recommend trying this one out. Really, really fun to just sit there, joust your opponent. Little effort to play. So next up, this is an oldie. This is an oldie, but I've only started recently to play it. Maybe you missed it as well. This is called Nimble Quest. This is by the same people that did Tiny Tower, things like that. This has their sort of distinctive art style, which I love, the sort of pixel art. Really, really nice. Nimble Quest is Snake. It's basically saying, what if Snake were a medieval fighting game? So, instead of getting your snake and eating apples and then growing your snake, you have an adventurer. And your adventurer then picks up another adventurer, and the line gets longer. And every time you go by an enemy with your adventurers, they all get to attack in sequence that they are in the line. Every single one has a different attack, different strengths. You can level them up over the course of the game by power-ups. It's, again, one of those get as far as you can before you die kind of games. But I think it's really interesting. Really nice take on the old Snake games. Really good update. Controls incredibly well on the iPad. And free. I never felt the need to buy anything in this one, but you can. This company's always been very nice with their microtransactions, aside from like the Tiny Tower Star Wars tie-in. But other than that, they've always been very fair with their microtransactions if you do want to spend money. But it's very easy not to. My only complaint is it does seem tilted a little bit toward you need to spend the money if you want to level up your character. Leveling up the characters takes a very long time. Which isn't bad. It lets you play for a long while, but it can make it feel a little grindy. So keep that in mind. Still, I heartily recommend it. Finally this week is a game called Dead Ahead. Now, I am so glad that I get to feature this, because I found this a few weeks ago and I really wanted to feature it at the time. But it had an issue where anytime you went to one of the menus, it would crash. And I really didn't feel good about featuring it with that huge issue there, even though you could kind of get around it and still play. I didn't want to recommend to you guys a game that crashes all the time. It has since been fixed. Works fine. I tested it out. I didn't have it crash on my system at all. I'd be interested to know if anybody else has, but personally I have not seen this game crash. I think it's working out really, really well with the fixes, and it's just really fun. It's a zombie game where you're running away from zombies on a motorcycle. Well, you start out on a Vespa, you can upgrade to a motorcycle and other things later on. But that's really the main mechanic, is you're running away from zombies, trying to dodge obstacles in the road while the zombies are chasing you. You have a weapon that you can fire back at the zombies, but it takes you forever to reload because you're riding a motorcycle. So most of it is about running away from the zombies, and the zombies will just kind of follow you blindly. So if you pass an obstacle and then immediately move back so that the obstacle's between you and the zombies, you can make them run into it. And then there's a zombie boss also that you have to take out with the gun, and a combination of these things. Really fun, really great. I love the art style. I mean, download this game and just watch the opening cutscene. It's totally worth it, especially since it's a free game. But I think this opening cutscene is probably the best app opener I have ever seen, and it made me fall in love with it instantly. So I heartily recommend that you pick up Dead Ahead. I would definitely recommend playing it. Go get it. It's one of those, another one of the get as far as you can before you die and then upgrade games that are becoming very prevalent on the iPad. But I think it's a great example. Love the art style, love the concept. It's just amazing to play, and I definitely recommend you pick it up. So that has been Free App Friday. I know I've been saying that I'm going to try to get a lot out during the holidays. Next week, on Monday in fact, I'm flying back to Arizona. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do. I'm having a lot of trouble finding apps to cover. I think I've got enough for maybe one more show. So Free App Friday and all of my other things are going to be a little spotty over the next couple weeks as we come to the holidays and things. I'll try to keep you updated. I'm going to be away from my computer. I can't record. I am going to be doing more on my blog. I'll try to keep some updates going there, so check out my blog at argumentsofnothing.com. I'll try to keep that more updated, do some app stuff there as well. And really, if I don't see you guys before next year, definitely coming back after the holidays. When I'm back, I'll start recording marathon sessions, etc., bring everything back up to speed. If I don't see you, have a happy whatever holiday and New Year, unless you celebrate the Lunar New Year, because then that's further on. But anyway, I hope you enjoy your winter season. I know I will. I'll be gone away from my computer, going to be going crazy not being able to play the games, but hopefully it'll give me some time to get some more free things for you, get caught up. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it, subscribe. I do some other game-related content as well, do Free App Friday every week, and if you have any free apps that I've missed or that you think I should take a look at, please feel free to put it in the comments or email me, put it over in the blog, just it on Twitter. There's so many ways to get a hold of me now. It's insane. Again, thank you so much for watching. I am Gepwin, and I will see you soon.